Taliban fighters today took over several villages just north of Kandahar and not far from a prison where hundreds of Taliban escaped last week. The U.S. and its allies are not just fighting the Taliban. Chief Foreign Correspondent Lara Logan has an exclusive report on another rebel warlord who used to be an ally.
From these remote mountains in northeastern Afghanistan, one of the country's most notorious terrorists has attacked U.S. troops and evaded capture for nearly 7 years. Afghan warlord Gulbuddin Hekmatyar spoke exclusively to CBS News about the state of the insurgency in Afghanistan in this interview smuggled out of his secret hiding place. The resistance is spreading in all directions, he says. It's becoming stronger and more powerful. Hekmatyar was once embraced by the U.S. as a freedom fighter, part of the Mujahideen resistance against the Russian occupation of the 1980s. Now he's a U.S. enemy, accused of leading an insurgency that's killed American soldiers and destabilized Afghanistan. Today he lives on the run, hunted by the U.S. military. Although I'm confined to one bunker and a village, which is under the threat of American warplanes all the time, I sleep very peacefully at night, while George Bush cannot sleep in the White House without the help of sleeping pills, he says. Hekmatyar mocks President Bush as a warmonger and blames him for Iran's meddling in Afghanistan. He says the Iranians are pouring money and weapons into the fight that's destroying his country. Iran has trespassed into Afghanistan, he says, and established military posts in very sensitive areas on our side of the border. The failure to stop people like Hekmatyar is one of the reasons several thousand additional U.S. troops have been deployed to Afghanistan. But he claims American boots on the ground are only prolonging the resistance. And Hekmatyar offered this ominous warning for Afghan security forces. Our fighting now, he says, is against those hired Afghan soldiers whom the Americans have placed in the front line to fight us. Nearly 7 years after that fight began, one of America's top enemies in Afghanistan remains as determined as ever. Lara Logan, CBS News.